This is question 12, part C, from the Higher Engineering Science question paper 2023. And we're on to another op-amp question, but this time we're going to be asked to describe the operation of this circuit. So from part B, the output voltage is fed into a logic circuit to indicate whether an appropriate weight of materials is in the container. And we're also told an amber light lights up if there's not enough material, a green light lights if there is the correct amount, and a red LED lights if there's too much. It says when the op-amp saturates negatively, they'll output 0 volts. So that's very helpful. Firstly, just have a look and see what you can identify. So hopefully straight away you can see we've got the amber LED is here, and our green LED is here, and our red LED is here. Told that the op-amps are going to saturate negatively to output 0 volts. And so we've got op-amp A and op-amp B, where if they saturate negatively, they're going to output 0. A couple of other things to notice. We have got 2 NOT gates and 1 AND gate here, and then we've got a voltage divider setup that is going in one instance to the inverting input of op-amp A, and another to the inverting input of op-amp B. And the best thing I think to do is to try to understand what's going to happen here when the voltage is rising. So let's say that initially we have got a constant signal coming into the inverting input of op-amp A and op-amp B, and the voltage from the op-amp is low, so the positive, the non-inverting inputs there are receiving a low signal. What that means is that both op-amps are going to saturate positively. Does it? What that means is both op-amps are going to saturate negatively, and so in this case we can say that the output here is going to be high. So I'm going to say, nope, the output here is going to be 0. Oh man, shall I just start this all again? So what we can say is that the output here is going to be 0 because they've saturated negatively. If you're not sure about that, don't worry, because you can check in your data booklet. And what we've got is we've got a comparator situation here. And so notice that we're told if VI, the inverting, is less than Vref, the non-inverting, then VO is going to saturate positively, and if VI is greater than Vref, then Vout saturates negatively. So in this scenario, for our yellow set, we've got a low input coming from our voltage input, so VI is going to be greater than Vref, and VO saturates negatively. Now, continuing to track that through, that means that we are going to have no signal travelling here to our red LED, so that is not going to be on. Our NOT gate is going to output a logic 1, NOT gate A. From op-amp B, we've got a low signal going to this AND gate, so our AND gate is going to give us an output of 0, which means our green light won't be on. Our NOT gate B, however, is going to output 1, and so our amber light will be on. So the first scenario we've got, and I'm just going to write this as bullet points, is that when V from the op-amp is low, both A and B is saturated negatively. The red light will be off. NOT gate A is high, but the AND gate output is low. So the green LED is off. Ooh. And lastly, NOT gate B, that output will be high, so our amber light is on. Now, to understand what's going to happen next, we'll want to think about that voltage from the op-amp increasing. And if you're not sure where I'm getting that from, one of the key bits of information is given to us in the fact that this question is worth 3 marks. So if I just go over the page, you can see here, describe with reference to the comparators, logic gates and LEDs what happens as the input signal rises from 0 to 5 volts. They're not giving us a midpoint, but what that should tell you is that if I've got to answer a question for 3 marks and I'm told to go from 0 to 5 volts, I want to start at 0, so that can be my first point. My second point is going to be between the two, so I could imagine 2.5 volts, but it doesn't matter. And then my last point needs to be when my input signal is at 5 volts. So let's have a go then at thinking that the voltage input is a medium input. So here now, if I've got a medium input, I know that this part of my voltage divider and this part haven't changed. So if there's a medium voltage coming into the reference or the non-inverting input, that means that for op-amp A, our inverting input is still going to be higher, but for op-amp B, our inverting input is now going to be a lower value. So op-amp A will still saturate negatively and give us an output of 0, but op-amp B is going to saturate positively. And so what's going to happen downstream of that is going to change. So still, if we look at op-amp A, when op-amp A outputs a 0 by saturating negatively, our red LED is going to have no signal sent to it, and that's going to be off. And NOT gate A is going to output a value of 1. Now, following on then from op-amp B, which is saturated positively, that means that before our AND gate, that is going to get a positive or a high signal. So our AND gate will output high, and that means our green LED will be on. And NOT gate B, however, is going to have a high signal going into it, so that's going to give us a low output, and that means our amber light is going to be off. And so you want to be able to describe that as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to skip over to the next page here and write some of that down for you. So this is our midpoint. And so we can say as V from the op-amp rises, op-amp A stays saturated negatively. So red LED is off. and we want to say that op amp B is now going to saturate high, or positively. And that causes the AND gate to give a high signal. And so the green LED turns on. Also, we know that the NOT gate B is going to output a low signal. So the amber LED is going to turn off. Okay, our last suggestion then is that we're getting a high input from that op amp. So let me get rid of this and we'll have a look what happens when we get a high signal. If we're getting a high signal here, which according to the question is 5 volts, then that means that both non-inverting inputs to our op amp A and B are going to be higher, going to be greater than the inverting inputs. So both op amps are going to saturate positively. Following on then from op amp A, that means if we follow this path, that our red LED is now going to turn on. Our NOT gate A is going to output 0. And even though op amp B means that will get a high input, our AND gate is going to be off, and so our green LED is going to be off. And when we look at our NOT gate B, it's getting a high input, so a low output. That means our amber LED is going to be off. I'll just switch back to write that down as well. I've gone through that quite quickly, but I think at this point, hopefully that third 5 volt input condition is nice and straightforward. Okay, so 5 volt input, you could say as the voltage rises to 5 volts, the op amp A is going to saturate high, or positively. And so the AND gate we know is going to be switched off, but the red LED is going to be switched on. Don't forget to say the AND gate will switch off, so the green LED will be off. And the red LED will turn on. Okay, now that again seems like a lot of writing for 3 marks, but there are a couple of different things really for you to pick up on here. The first one is that you've got 3 marks and 3 different output conditions. You've also got 3 marks and 3 different input conditions. But also you are given this description here for how this should function. And so that should help you to assess, am I answering the question the way it's expecting me to? So we're told an amber LED lights if there's not enough material. And so if we look at this circuit here, if the voltage from the op amp, the comparator and the summing from the strain gauges, if there is not enough voltage here, we want this to light up. So we're going to need the output from the NOT gate to be high, which means that before that we're going to need that to be 0. So we need this op amp here to saturate negatively when there is not enough material, so when the voltage or when the signal from that op-amp is low. So that works as you'd expect. We then want the green light if there is the correct amount of material. So we want this to light up, which means we want the AND gate to give us a positive, to give us a high signal, which means both of these have to be high. So before the NOT gate that'd be 0, and so op-amp A needs to saturate negatively, but we need a signal of 1 there, so we need op-amp B to saturate positively, which means that our voltage from the op-amp is going to need to be significant enough to cause op-amp B to saturate positively, but op-amp A to still remain saturated negatively. And then and then for our red light to be on, we are going to need to have a high value at this point. So that means that the voltage from the op-amp is going to need to be significantly high enough for op-amp A to saturate positively. It's not possible for us to make op-amp A saturate positively without op-amp B also saturating positively. And so by following the logic gates, that means that the green light will turn off, and if op-amp B is high, that means that will be high too, and here will be low, and the amber light will turn off. So if you're stuck with this, even though it's only 3 marks, make sure you check through those things. How many marks am I getting, and does that equal the number of input conditions I should be talking about? How many marks am I getting, and does that equal the amount of output conditions I should be talking about? Because in this particular instance, we are being told that the amber light needs to be on in one condition, the green light needs to be on for another input condition, and the red one in another input condition. And lastly, ask yourself, have I understood what the question is asking enough to say, yeah, this is what the circuit's doing? It can also help if you're not sure what the circuit's doing to follow it through, and that can help find faults if you're shown a question like that.